Do, 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 do. Welcome, foolish mortals, to the Sometimes Vlog. It's a vlog that happens sometimes. Scary Shadow. Welcome, everybody, to the Sometimes Vlog. It happens sometimes. Sometimes it happens at Disneyland. Sometimes it happens other places. And sometimes it happens in scary, creepy, haunted houses. Houses with ghosts, spirits, and candy dishes full of scary light bulbs. Who left those light bulbs there? It's a mystery that no one can understand. Where the heck am I? That's what you're thinking now. Ignore the sign that says gift shop. Where in the world are you, Justin? What is going on? What is this creepy dining room table? What is this creepy vase full of flowers? What's happening? What's happening? Well, as you might know, probably you do, it's October, everyone. And October means Halloween. And Halloween means ghosts and creepy things and terrifying, scary Oh, that was just my own flashlight turning on. Whew, for a second I was scared. That's right, everybody. Just for my friends who enjoy sometimes vlogging with me, I have come to this very creepy place. This very creepy place known as the How, H-O-W-E, How-Waffle House in Santa Ana, California. I was here once before with my good friend Tyler Evans, rock journalist. That was about 7 or 8 months ago, something like that. I can't remember. That we were here in the How Waffle House checking out all the creepy sights and sounds. There was a sort of a paranormal investigation going on that night. Tyler got really, really weirded out. He did not like the historic house. Lots of creepy stuff was happening that night. Lots of creepy stuff in this house. Lots of creepy furniture, creepy things, creepy rugs, creepy chairs, creepy carpets. And the creepiest thing of all, this guy, Ernie Alonso from HauntedOC.com. Also, you are involved with this historic house. This is actually a museum, correct? Tell us about the history of this house, Ernie. Refresh our memory from 7 months ago.
Well, this is an amazing Victorian home that was built in 1897 by Dr. Willella Howe, and she was one of Orange County's first female physicians.
A lady doctor. And wasn't she also a lady doctor?
Yeah, she specialized in, gynecology, and she delivered over 1,000 babies here in the home.
1,000 babies.
That's a lot.
Who did she deliver them to? That's a joke. That's a joke. It's okay. I understood. So one of the first female doctors in Orange County, if not the first female doctor in Orange County, had her practice in the house, delivered all babies, and did her medical practice back there in that room over there.
There's the treatment room that's there in the back. None of the items in there are original, but it was actually the room that she would treat her patients in.
And so many people say this house is haunted, correct?
Some people have experienced different types of phenomena here in the house. They've heard footsteps, ball bouncing upstairs, the sound of a little kid, little feet upstairs.
Don't like that.
So a few different things. Different people experience different things here. Nothing that they've experienced is evil or malevolent.
But nice, friendly ghosts.
Friendly ghosts, yeah.
But so basically, you guys run historic walking tours of Santa Ana, HauntedOC.com.
Well, HauntedOC does, but then I also work with the Santa Ana Historic Preservation Society, and the house is actually a museum, and we are open every other month for our open house events, and they're usually a themed event that you can come to. But more information on that you can find at SantaAnaHistory.com.
Okay, cool. So you're here. So Ernie is here setting up the house for a private event. You guys are doing a Haunted OC event, a private event and tour in the house. So you're here setting it up. And I and the Sometimes Vlog people have the lucky benefit of being able to come and do just a tad, just a little non-invasive look around while Ernie does important business. We're supervised. We're being supervised the whole time, though, guys. We're being watched by the watcher. The thing is I called Tyler, and I told Tyler, many times actually over the past 7 months since the last time we were here, I've asked Tyler, you want to go back there and do something and check it out? Tyler will not set foot in the Waffle House. The last time we were here, there was a paranormal investigator here, and he was doing weird things and trying to discover if there were any secrets. And Tyler he got really nervous and he left, and he won't come back now. So I'm about to go upstairs to the second floor with the lights out, just because it's Halloween, just because it's October, and see if you and I together can go on an investigation of our own. But there's no Tyler. Who will come with me? Who will keep me company? This guy! It's George again. My good friend George, the security guard. That's what you are. I'm sorry, George. Tyler Evans was a rock journalist, and George is a security guard with a Snoop Lion shirt. Cool Snoop Lion shirt, guy. I'm joking. It's fine. George, you're going to come upstairs with me, and we're going to investigate. That's okay, right, Ernie, as long as we don't touch anything or fall down the stairs?
Correct.
Okay.
I'll join you a little later.
Okay, Ernie's going to join us a little. Is that a threat or a promise? It's scary. So here we go. Now, George.
Yeah.
Are you... have you ever been in a haunted house before?
No.
Well, people say it's haunted. We don't know it's haunted. We were here before, so if you go back 7 months, you can see the Sometimes Vlog, where we come here, we talked a lot more about the history, we bothered Ernie a lot, there are paranormal investigators in the house, and now we're coming to the creepy second floor. So first, let's just take a look around. Take a look around, George. Take a look around. This house was built a long, long time ago. There are people and places look at that, that's so scary. There are places in this country where a house built in the 1890s or early 1900s would be oh my gosh, that's so scary. No big deal at all. But here in Orange County, California, that is a very big deal. That is very historic. For Southern California, things aren't really that old. So for us, this is very scarifying and uncool to come in a house like this. You don't grow up seeing architecture like this like you do in other places in the country. So it's very psychologically disturbing, wouldn't you say? Just sort of to see stuff like this. You feel like you're in the movies. You feel like there's there's all kinds of creepy stuff going on. Look at this stuff. So there's creepy dresses, creepy things. I think the last time we were here, Tyler and I discovered that there's actually like human hair back here.
Oh yeah, and like a frame, right?
Yeah, and here's the doorway up to the attic, which people say is like really creepy haunted. We went up there last time. And here's a room set up like a child's room. I think in real life, see, here you go.
Oh, there's that.
Here you have hair from people born 1778, 1805, 1835. So there's actual human hair in there. So there's a lot of weird, creepy paranormal people. You're a Coast to Coast AM listener, right, George? Who say that there are spirits tied to antiques or ghosts or impressions. Because there's kind of two schools of thought, two major schools of thought, the way I understand it is there's ghosts are disembodied human beings, they're conscious entities.
Yeah.
And then there's the school of thought that, what the heck? Oh my gosh, that scared me. That dress, did you see that? It's scary how cool looking that dress is. I wasn't nervous. Then there's the school of thought that says that let's go sit in one of these rooms. Okay, so this was the doctor's room in here. Right here, Dr. Willela Howe, one of the first doctors in Orange County, had this room in here. And this was her room. I think this is actually a picture of her. If I'm not mistaken, that is a picture of the doctor right there. Dr. Willela Howe, dash Waffle, because she married a guy named Waffle later. And this was her room. Doctor, oh look, there's a speaking tube. I wonder if anyone can hear. Hello? Speaking tube, that's creepy. Before phones, you know? No intercom.
Speaking of phones, my phone just randomly dialed somebody and I didn't do it, so.
That's weird, George.
Yeah.
That's really weird. What was I going to say? What was I saying? What was I talking about? I can't remember. Oh, this was the doctor's room.
Doctor's room.
That's the speaking tube. Oh, so there's a school of thought, though, that says that maybe ghosts are some kind of energy, or the energy of human being. You know, matter can neither be created nor destroyed, and energy, same rules apply, right? You can't destroy energy. Energy merely changes forms. It doesn't really disappear. So there's a whole school of thought. This was the patient's room, I think, where they used to house patients here, and this little corner of the room. This is where sometimes the expectant mothers would come, or sick people would come, because she was a regular doctor too, not just a lady parts doctor. She was the first lady doctor who was also a lady doctor. That would be kind of comforting. If I was a lady and needed to see a lady doctor, I would want it to be a lady. Does that make sense? You follow me on that? That's about as grown up as I want to be about that.
Yeah.
Before we start getting immature. George can't handle medical stuff. It's fine.
Why?
Anyway, so patients used to come in this room. Patients used to be in this room right here, struggling, sick. Also upstairs in the attic, there used to be patients there too. So
I was not aware of that.
that's all kinds of stuff. And then over across the hallway over here was, I think, Willella's daughter's room. So let's go sit in here because this is kind of the creepiest room in the house. Do you think it's the creepiest room?
Well, I was thinking maybe the attic might be creepy.
Oh, I don't want to
Creepiest.
go in the attic.
Why not?
It's really hot up there, mostly. Check this out.
Is that the only reason?
Yeah, honestly, it really is. And it's really, like, creepy up there.
Okay. Right.
That's scary. George. Okay, so there's the other school of thought. I keep having a hard time getting through this. There's the other school of thought, which is that it's just sort of energy.
Displaced energy.
Yeah,
Right?
displaced energy is sort of on a loop. So there can be energy attached to this dress, a traumatic incident, or someone was traumatized. It's like a mourning dress.
Or like the bed, you know.
Someone was traumatized by it, or the bed, someone died in the bed. And so there's an imprint left of a person.
Right.
there.
Imprint.
So even were this house itself not imprinted with some sort of ghostly presence, maybe some of the antiques, like that human hair, or the mourning dress here, or this, what looks like kind of a wedding dress.
Or even like the photographs, right?
I don't know about photographs.
What about mirrors?
Do you know in the Victorian era? Oh, that's weird. I can see your Snoop Lion shirt. Snoop Lion. I'm kidding. I know it's Bob Marley. In the Victorian era, they would cover up mirrors when people were dying because they believed that if you died near a mirror, that your spirit could jump in to the mirror. So maybe mirrors. So there are a lot of people who are like, mirrors are haunted, dresses are haunted, tables are haunted. So we get to be in this. What the heck was that? That had to be a truck or something, man. Did you hear that though?
That was a truck.
Like,
Yeah.
that had to be traffic, but that was seriously scary. Okay, so we should sit. Let's go sit back here, actually. The back of the house, near the stairway to the creepy attic. Open that door.
Leave the door open?
Yeah, leave the door open. Come in here. All right, we're gonna go in here, and we're gonna turn the lights off and see what we can see. Sit down, George. All right.
On the floor?
Yeah, just sit down on the floor. George,
Native style.
do you believe in ghosts?
Do I believe in ghosts?
Yeah.
No.
Kind of me neither. I always say I'm really skeptical about ghosts. I don't know much about the afterlife. I've never been there. And I haven't yet reliably heard back from someone who has. So I always feel a little bit. So good flashlight good on the ground. Oh yeah, flashlight's good on the ground like this, right? You can sort of see us.
I thought we were going to turn it off.
So we will in a second. So I always sort of feel skeptical about ghosts. And I've seen some weird stuff in my day though. Like I was at the Queen Mary one time, and I was looking down with people with me, and I saw a guy coming. You know, sort of had your peripheral vision. And then when I went up to look up and get out of the way, this guy like running towards me, there was nobody there. And I even like jumped back and everything. Tyler and Heimbuck were with me. And it turned out that a man had been crushed in that bulkhead door trying to run through it when it had closed one time. So that was sort of the closest like incident where I was there where someone said there was a ghost and I sort of saw something maybe, but maybe it was just my mind. And there's other times in my life where I've definitely seen and heard something that maybe it's the power of suggestion. Like I've seen people and then they vanished or disappeared. What about you? Anything weird?
Anything?
Yeah, like you have a ghost story or something, like a story from your childhood. You ever see like, you know, a disembodied head floating around or something like that?
No, not like not anything like ghost stories, but I've seen like things I can't explain.
Things you can't explain. Like, wait, what is this? What is something you can't explain? Well, that's my thing. Is that all of my experiences, I can't say for sure. Like, oh, this was a ghost. It's just something I can't explain.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't. This isn't like even
Okay,
a
let's
ghost
go.
story. It's just something weird that happened. We were in the back of my Tia's house and we were throwing my
Tia's aunt.
my aunt's house. I'll
Okay.
keep it
Yeah.
English. we were in the back of my aunt's house and we were throwing my uncle's Bowie knife at a tree. We were just chucking it at the tree.
Uh-huh.
One of my cousins missed the tree and it went over the fence, like out into this field.
That is not safe, George.
Right.
It's already a scary story. Okay.
So we hop over the fence to go look for the knife. And we looked for that knife for hours and we just couldn't find it. It just disappeared. So...
It's not a ghost. That's not a ghost
Well,
story.
I know. I explained that it wasn't a ghost story before I started telling it.
But it's not even, it's not
but
even
it's something
weird.
it's something that I can't explain.
That's not even really. That's not even scary.
But it's something I can't explain and it's weird. You don't think that's weird?
I don't think it's related.
I didn't say it was related.
But I mean, it's not the same thing as it's not the same thing as like, oh, I was sitting in this room in the Waffle House and I saw a little girl sitting in this bed, and then I looked over and I didn't see her.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. I made that clear before I told the story.
Okay, well, I'm just making sure you understand that those are two different
I
things.
fully understand.
Okay, let's see. How do you find ghosts? Now, see, here's one thing I want to know. I want to ask a serious question about, and we'll leave all these questions open for the audience as well. Which is, when you come to when you come to a place like this, when you see all these TV shows and stuff. Okay, let's go. I don't know if we are allowed up there. Honestly, there's another problem. We'll ask Ernie at the end. When you come, if we can go to the attic, if you come to a place like this, you see on the ghost shows and stuff, you see a lot of people are asking questions. They're chucking questions out in the universe. Tyler always, you know what I'm saying? Like they'll walk through the house and go, "If there are any spirits here, please appear."
We mean no harm.
Right. Well, Tyler always has this thing about the supernatural, and I'm kind of with Tyler on this because let me say this: I'm skeptical about ghosts in that I can't tell you that I've seen a ghost and be 100% certain, right? Like you couldn't tell me you've seen a ghost, you can't, whatever. You've seen some weird stuff happen in the hotel you work at night, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what was the story the other night? You said when you were on Periscope, you said you heard the sound of a kid, right?
Yeah.
What was that? What was that story? Tell us that story.
All right. I was walking down a hallway.
Ooh, now the light's off. Okay, come in this room.
I was walking down the hallway in one of the...
We're in Dr. Willella Howe's room now. All right, lights out. Ghost story time.
All right. So I was walking down the hallway in the hotel, one of the main hallways, and I hear like a little kid laugh, and then I feel something that feels like a kid just brush past me, and I hear the laugh like go past me.
What do you think that was?
I don't know. I didn't see anything.
That's a 100% a ghost story, though, right? That's like 100% what you hear people say when they say they hear of a ghost story.
Yeah.
And people have heard stuff like that in this house. They say that they've heard children running by because children would often stay here with their mothers when their mothers were giving birth and stuff like that. Little kids would come nursing children and stuff. And so people say they've seen children here. And as a matter of fact, hauntedoc.com, they have pictures of at the top of the stairs. Let's go over here. Near the patient's room right here. Coming out, I think out of this doorway or this doorway, one of them, they have a picture of what some people say is a full-bodied apparition of a ghost. Well, see, that's a ghost story, but you're not going to tell me 100% that it was a ghost of a child. Could have been a breeze, could have been a sound coming from one of the rooms, mixed with just a weird thing, right? So that's my deal, too. As I say, I'm skeptical, but it's not that I don't believe in anything supernatural. So Tyler has this whole thing about how... the supernatural, he has a good analogy where he says it's like a pond. And there's probably not a sea monster in the pond. There's probably not. People have been swimming in that pond for years. No one's really ever said there's a sea monster. Only a few people have ever really... There's probably not a sea monster in the pond. It doesn't make sense. Yeah. But you don't want to throw a rock into it just in case. I'm butchering his analogy, but that's my version of it. Right? The supernatural is a still pond. Just don't mix it up. And I'm kind of with him on that. So my question is, when you come to a place like this, if we were to sit here quietly, sit down, George. Sit down.
On the bed?
Yeah, no, not just on the floor. I don't know what we're allowed to touch. Yeah, I don't want to Heimbuck a museum. This is a museum. This belongs in a museum. Oh, it is in a museum. Okay, let's sit down. So you come to a place like this. This is creepier to go lights out. Let's go lights out. Ready? We're going lights out. Ooh. When you come to a place like this and you call out stuff like that, like, "Doctor, are you here?" and stuff. Yeah. Are you doing that? Are you throwing the rock in the proverbial pond?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly.
Like, is that okay to do that?
Like, you're basically
inviting something.
Yeah, if there is something out there, you're basically inviting them. Hey,
You know, a lot of people feel like, not to be religious, because I don't like to talk about sex, politics, or religion. Leave that at home. But a lot of people feel like if you do that, you're messing with something evil or forces beyond our knowledge and that kind of stuff. And so I'm not always 100% comfortable with that side of it.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I want to, call out and say, if anything's here, that kind of thing. Although sometimes when they go to graveyards, I do like to say, hey, listen, if anybody, just so you know, I'm cool. Just to be on the safe side, just saying. So what do you think, George? You think it's possible? Ghosts?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
I think it's possible. However unlikely.
Yeah.
That they may find a weakness and exploit it. Star Wars. It's kind of like looking for Sasquatch, though, isn't it? Or even like looking for a bear in the woods. In that you can go. There are definitely. Let's use a bear instead of a Sasquatch. We don't want to mix up ghosts and Sasquatch in the same video.
It'll confuse people.
If you go out to the forest looking for a bear, even though we know there are hundreds of thousands of them, right? There's tons of bears. Everyone knows there's bears. If you go out looking for one in the forest, you're very unlikely to find one the time you're going to go camping out in the forest. And so what I feel like, if there are ghosts, supernatural things, obviously it's unlikely we would catch one on the Sometimes vlog. But why not come and try it out anyways, right? Why not spend a little time?
Yeah, we're here.
On house. So let's be creepy. Well, so that's why I was going to ask you if you were comfortable with the idea of, conjuring. What does that mean, conjuring?
I
don't know. Calling out to the spirits.
Yeah, fine.
I don't want to do that. I'm scared.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, kinda. No, I don't want you to do that. I don't think anyone should do that. Don't do that, George. But I'm just saying, I kind of don't want to see a ghost either. Is that weird to say?
Then you shouldn't look under the bed.
What? Oh, that's so scary. What is that? Everything's creaking and... Oh, that's creepy. That's where you go pee. What is that?
Chamber pot?
Yeah, it's like a chamber pot under there. George, I feel like I shouldn't have to tell you this. Please don't use the chamber pot.
Okay.
Okay? There's a restroom downstairs.
Right.
All right, just making sure we're cool. All right, so let's go through here one more time. One more time through the creepy haunted house. Hey, Ernie, are you still down there? Yeah. Well, obviously, because you answered me. That was it. See what I'm... Can we go in the attic? Yeah. Okay, let's do it. So the most creepy, the most terrifying...
I like how he answered all 3 questions.
Yeah. What if that's not Ernie? What if it's a yeah machine?
Ooh.
Ooh, okay, you go up, George. I'll follow you.
Yeah.
The creepiest...
May I have the flashlight?
No, just go.
Okay. You gotta be right behind me, though.
Yeah, okay.
I have a flashlight.
You have a flashlight? What are you asking for my flashlight for? You're just trying to Heimbuck me and leave me in the dark.
Are we ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. The creepiest, most haunted part of this haunted house, supposedly, is this attic. Because they have found old sections of partitions of the attic where the spirits used to be. So we're going to follow George up there to the attic. But first I just want one more look around. So there's a creepy mirror down the end of the hallway. One more look around. That's the thing about this and other places I've gone. Sometimes vlog friends. Ooh, look, here's the bathroom in here. Is that there are definitely creepy, terrifying places in this world. And there are definitely places where I've gotten a weird, eerie feeling. And sometimes when I come to this house, I get it. I don't really have that weird, eerie feeling now. But it's funny because you go looking for stuff like this. Like, have you ever been... You guys ever done the thing where you go to a graveyard in the middle of the night? My great-grandparents had a farm in Canada. And we go out there for the summer. Some kids from suburban Orange County, California. And we would go out to their farm in the summer, a couple summers. And we would, here's all the decorations for seasonal stuff. So don't think someone lives here. I hope nobody lives here. And we'd go down to the end of the road at midnight and go to the old cemetery with the creepy headstones and stuff. And Southern California really doesn't look like an old creepy movie in that sense. And so that stuff would really creep us out. And, we'd run around and be looking for ghosts. And I feel like everyone's done that to some degree or another. You ever been in an old creepy cemetery, George? Yeah. That was really scary just looking up and seeing you there. So look at this. You gotta be careful of the pipes. It's
Yeah,
kind
in
of dangerous.
Turlock, there's a big cemetery across the street from my
From your
aunt's house.
Okay. Now we know where your aunt lives. Thanks, George. But the thing is, when you get there, it's like I'd get all excited and creeped out. But then it's like, do you really want to see something? Do you really want to see something?
Well, you were making the point the other day, though. Why would ghosts hang out at a graveyard?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of skeptical arguments, but let's go with it for the sake of looking.
All right.
We're in a haunted house. Where a lot of people say they see ghosts here, and I guess who am I to disagree? So you can see here's a light bulb, and here are these strange wooden things. These were where they partitioned the attic to have more patients up here, and oftentimes, back in the day, obviously, there would be different waves of illness, influenza, sickness, and stuff. You know, pre-antibiotics or pre-antibiotics, where you'd have to house a lot of people in little spaces like this, and every doctor would be hard pressed. That's weird. Those cats right there. Every doctor would be hard pressed for space to keep people who are sick and stuff like that. So even a gynecological doctor would have to have space for people who are sick and stuff like that. And so I know that Ernie said that people have definitely died in the house, and possibly potentially up here in this section of the house too. People could have died.
They would keep so many people up here, right?
So I don't know, man.
Chances are.
It is actually really creepy up here, don't you think?
Oh, really?
Come on, George. You have no imagination.
It's an attic, man.
You don't have any imagination.
I have an attic.
It's scary, man. That's honestly scary.
I think you know what? It doesn't necessarily scare me, but it is just a tad creepy that, you know.
You hear that? Could be Ernie. Could be sound. Okay, what were you saying? Tad creepy.
It's kind of creepy that, you know, this is just where sick people used to lay and
That's
be
what I'm
sick,
saying.
be
You have
sick.
to stop and think about it and people it with your imagination.
But,
Think,
I mean, those
think
people-
about laying here 100 years ago.
Yeah, but the thing is, the people aren't here anymore, so.
That's the thing about it.
Okay.
Aren't they here? What's that?
That's music from a
Oh,
car.
it's music from a car outside. But that's the thing is you can imagine sitting here, just kind of chilling in here, all quiet, all dark in this attic, being sick. But that really ruins it though, huh?
What, Aaliyah?
Yeah, the music outside.
Yeah.
But you can imagine being here, being sick, no medicine. Who knows if you're gonna live? Who knows if you're gonna survive?
I mean, because, you know, people, imagine George Gipp, you know, the Notre Dame football player.
No, I don't.
Okay, well, he
We don't
died.
do sports here, buddy.
He died of strep throat.
Okay.
Could you imagine dying from strep throat?
Yeah, I've had strep throat really bad.
Well, so have I, but I mean, just
Yeah, I know
so
what you're saying.
bad to the point where you die. It kills you.
Yeah.
Strep throat kills you.
Here. All right, here we go down. This is so scary.
Isn't this where you grab?
Yeah. To grab your feet and drag you behind the stairs down to the basement. So I don't know. My thing is, would you really want to see? Would you really want
the
to?
stairs so I can see
Would you really want to see a ghost, George? Would you really want to see what you came to see when you go out to the cemetery at night and you run around as a kid?
No.
A lot of people say too that you have to be sympathetic, right? You have to come to a place like this and be sympathetic and want to see it. But I think at that point, isn't there a very strong power suggestion thing where you want to see it?
So what you're saying is that they won't appear unless you really want them to?
Right. There's a lot of people who say that. There's a lot of people who will watch the vlog and leave a comment and say, well, if you guys went in there with a skeptical attitude or negative attitude.
Why would they appear to us?
But you know what's weird though? You know how, have you ever had that feeling? Have you ever come to an abandoned place or even just a normal place, a normal modern
Shine
place?
in this closet right here.
And have you ever had that feeling? You know what I'm talking about? That oppressive, weird hair up on the back of your neck. Something's watching you.
Like if
feeling.
someone's watching you feeling.
Yeah. I'm really starting to get that feeling now. I was going to say earlier that I didn't have that feeling here.
Mhm.
But I've had it here before.
Yeah.
Now I have it. Like, let's just be quiet for a minute.
But when did it happen?
It happened when we were upstairs.
Okay.
Watch, just listen.
Shall we be quiet?
Yeah. You feel what I'm talking about, or am I? You feel that? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
No?
Not really.
I get like that
I'm
sometimes.
just trying to hear to see if I hear anything.
It's really quiet.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Because like right out there is
Like
the
eerily
street
quiet. Yeah.
in Santa Ana, and it got really like the air got heavy and thick. and quiet, like really quiet. I don't hear traffic. I don't hear whatever that music was.
I don't hear Aaliyah.
It just changed. I don't know. Weird. Okay, you go in here. And then I'll go down here. We'll see what we can hear. How about that, George? How's that suit you? You're not scared to be alone in there, are you? All right, you need to sit down. Go sit down.
Sit on where?
Yeah, go sit down on the floor. I'll go sit down on the floor in here, and we'll see what we can see. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not 100% skeptical that there could be some sort of energy or spirits. Not 100% skeptical, but I'm definitely not a confirmed believer in the paranormal as espoused on television shows and things like that. I'm pretty skeptical about that. Although it is October, so I do like sort of checking it out, and I like kind of being open to the idea. George is a little more cynical than me in that sense. Like he's a little more, no, definitely not. But I like to open up and see, stuff is creepy. But for the most part, I'm pretty level-headed, I think. But it is pretty cool coming to a place like this and getting a chance to come back here. I feel very excited and fortunate to come with all you guys. And now I'm going to check under all the beds because it's so creepy. It's so creepy under the bed, right? This is straight up, like if I popped up and there was something in that bed, I'd be so scared right now, you guys. George! Hey, George! What the heck? George! What the, George? See, George... Are you hiding? He's hiding now. Bro, don't hide, please. Not cool. Not funny. Look at this. There's a freaking hole in the chair. Is that a toilet chair? George! Seriously? Okay, now George is hiding. And he's gonna make me pee in the vlog. We might have the first sometimes vlog where Justin goes pee on himself. Dude, if you're in the attic, I swear, I'm gonna kill you a little bit. George. Oh, the mirror. George. Jeez, George, I almost swore. George.